Greetings, everyone. Welcome to week three of Directed Readings and Research. This week, we're going to talk about experimental research and the lit review. So, let's talk briefly here about experimental research. Experimental research is a traditional type of research in where you are investigating cause and effect relationships among variables. So, you have experimental groups and you have uh, control groups. And so each group receives a different treatment, and you're always manipulating an independent variable and answers the question, what will be? So, so if we look at, what will be the effect of uh, racial disparities in the hiring of executives in professional sports. So we can look, historically at data and establish, cause and effect relationships. And so, experimental research, you have, systematic procedures. Um, and so, experimental research should follow a definite, orderly procedure. And so, you have to state the research problem, determine if experimental methods apply, and specify the independent and dependent variables, state the tentative hypothesis, and determine the methods to be used. And then pause to consider potential success. So you look at, in addition to that, you want to look at some outside variables as well, and create a formal statement and research hypothesis, and design the experiment. Make the final estimate of the potential success, conduct the study as planned, analyze and collect data, and then prepare a research report. Um, and so, understanding experimental research is going to give you an opportunity to start to think about, things that you want to write about this semester. And so, with that, we're also going to have chapter three, which is, reviewing the literature. And so, in reviewing the literature, you want to understand what has already been written about the topic before you can ask a new question. And so, um, I had you guys last week, go to the library and get, three articles on what you think, you might want your topic to be. And so, and if you've read those articles, you have probably asked yourself some additional questions, some additional what if questions. And that's what reviewing the literature is all about. So you have an opportunity to look at what's been written and develop, a new question, or develop a new way of answering an old question. So, knowledge in the of the literature in the field and critical insight into the research in the student's major field of interest is considered evidence of high scholarship. So that's Brookwalter and Brookwalter, 1959. So, um, like when we were on the discussion boards, and I ask, a specific question, you saying, "Oh, that's good, that's great. I think X, Y, Z." Okay, that's great to think that, but more than likely somebody else has thought that as well. And so you want to quickly examine what other literature has been there before you answer those questions, so you can, number one, cite that literature, and then also have an opportunity um, to expand on it even further, with your own original thoughts. So once the basic question has been identified with regard to a topic, you need to consult the literature to assist in fully defining the problem. So conceptual literature and related research is very, very important. And so this serves as a basis of how you're going to develop your hypothesis. So synthesis of material provides content for the review of literature and background information. So one of the things that you're going to do in this course, as I previously mentioned, is you are going to develop a lit review this semester. So we're going to, you guys are going to pick a topic individually, and you're going to explore the literature, and then from that literature, you know, develop a research question and give some preliminary background, to your topic. And for some of you guys that are seniors, you can continue to take this same literature collection, into your graduate work and develop your graduate thesis, eventually from that. So, experimental research and review of literature. So at the end of this week, you guys are going to have an open book quiz, and the week 3 quiz. It's about 46 questions, I believe, and so it's a little bit extended, but it's going to cover things that we've talked about in the previous weeks. And it's open book. There's no time limit. I want you guys to make sure that you have covered things, even if you haven't, taken the time out to read. So this is going to force you to read the text and also examine the PowerPoints again. So, if any of you have any concerns, questions, want to have some time, with me individually, then do not hesitate to reach out to me via email to set up an appointment. We can meet on Zoom, and we'll go from there. So you guys have a wonderful week, and look forward to seeing your test results.